A long time ago in Africa, a powerful political dynasty emerged, the Akindele family. For generations, they had held a firm grip on politics, shaping the fate of nations. Their name was not just recognized, it was feared and respected worldwide. No one simply married into the Akindele family. If you aspired to hold political office, you needed their blessing and favor. They were not just a family, they were an empire. Their thirst for power was insatiable, and they would do anything to protect what they had built. At the helm of this dynasty was Chief Akindele, a man who had run for the highest office in Nigeria twice. Even before marriage, he had been deeply involved in politics, just like his siblings and cousins, who had all been groomed from childhood to wield influence. Ata had 3 children: Ado, the eldest son and heir to the family's political throne; Yvonne, the only daughter; and Adebayo, the youngest son. From birth, each of them had been taught who they were, what was expected of them, and the duty they owed to their family's legacy. Unlike his siblings, Adebayo never understood the weight of the family's power. As a child, he was confused by the constant flow of strangers and political figures in their home. Why were so many people always around? Why did his father and brother always speak in hushed tones about family loyalty? Whenever he asked questions, Ado, his elder brother, would smile and say, "Don't worry, Adebayo. I will always protect you and Yvonne from bad people." As the youngest, he was shielded from the darker aspects of the Akindele Empire. But as he grew older, he began to see what really happened behind closed doors. He witnessed how the family dealt with betrayal, how enemies disappeared, and how fear was a weapon as powerful as wealth. Even at school, no one dared to cross them. The Akindele name was enough to instill terror. From an early age, Adebayo made a silent vow: "I will never be a part of this world." He convicted himself that since Ado was already set to inherit their family's political empire, he could carve out his own path. But he never dared say it out loud. Now, years later, Adebayo had just returned from law school abroad. He sat in the back seat of a luxury car, staring out the window, deep in thought. He knew his father had a plan for him. Now that he was officially a lawyer, he was expected to step into the family's political machine, just like Ado had done before him. But Adebayo had other plans. He wanted to use his legal career to help the less privileged, not to serve his family's political agenda. But would they ever understand? As he stepped into the grand Akindele mansion, he was greeted warmly by his mother and siblings. "Where's Dad?" Adebayo asked. "At the weekly council meeting. He'll be here soon," Yvonne replied. Minutes later, Chief Akindele walked in, dressed in his impeccably ironed native attire, his presence commanding the room. A smile played on his lips as he approached his youngest son. "Welcome home, my son. How was law school?" Before Adebayo could respond, his father continued, "Now that you're done with your studies, you can finally follow in your brother's footsteps. Even though Yvonne isn't fully involved, she still plays her role. And now, it's time for you to play yours." Adebayo's heart pounded. He had rehearsed this conversation 1,000 times in his head. "Papa, I've told you before, I want to build my own career in law, not politics. Chief Atta's face hardened instantly. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. He fired back. His mother quickly tried to calm him. Atta, he can do both. He can serve the family as our legal advisor and still have his own career. You don't understand, Mom. Adebayo's voice rose. I don't want to be involved in politics at all. I've been trying to tell you this for years. Yvonne, who had remained quiet, finally spoke, her voice gentle but firm. We thought you were just going through a phase, Adebayo. We didn't think you were serious about this. Adebayo turned to Ado, his last hope. Brother, say something. You know what I want. You know how much I care about justice and healing the less privileged. Ado folded his arms, his expression unreadable. Then he sighed deeply. I understand your passion, Adebayo, but I always believed you would use your career to support the family, to stand by my side in politics. Now that I'm preparing for my campaign, I need you more than ever. This isn't just about you. The family needs you. Adebayo's hands clenched into fists. I don't own this family my life, Ado. I have my own path. Chief Atta's voice cut through the room like a blade. I did not send you to the best law school in the world for you to abandon your family. I did not raise you for this nonsense. Adebayo's anger boiled over. How much did you spend on me, Papa? Name the price. I'll pay it all back. The room fell silent for a moment. Adebayo. His mother and Yvonne gasped in unison. Ado shook his head. Disappointment etched across his face. You just made things worse, little brother. He turned and walked out of the room. Adebayo scanned the faces around him. His mother looked heartbroken, Yvonne disappointed, his father furious. For the first time, he felt like a stranger in his own home. What happens next? Adebayo has just made the boldest move of his life. But has he also made his greatest mistake? Will Chief Atta force him into submission? Will Ado turn against him? And what happens when the Akindele family council hears about his defiance? Adebayo's fight for freedom has begun. But in a world where awe is everything, will he ever be truly free? Find out in the next episode of The Legacy Sufi.